Welcome to the Indie Music Room, a conversation with independent artists about writing, recording, performing, and promoting their original music. And now here's your host, Heather Kelly.
Hey everybody, you're listening to the Indie Music Room, and I'd like to introduce our February Artist of the Month. He's one of the local favorites where I'm from, Fort Dodge, Iowa, and I can't wait to talk about some exciting things going on with him. Jeremy, welcome. How you doing tonight?
I'm well. How are you?
I am well. Let me be not the first, but one of the many that are going to congratulate you on your induction to the 2022 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Congratulations. That just came out yesterday.
Well, thank you. I don't think I'm technically being inducted. I think they're just giving me some sort of.
It's kind of a spirit award or something, but just to be honored, that's amazing. So, and you're so young. Yeah. Why don't you just tell everybody, if they don't know you already, a little bit about who you are, where you're from, and how you started doing music in the beginning?
Well, I am the singer and guitarist for the band Brutal Republic, which has been around since 2004. So we've been doing it about 18 years now.
Mm-hmm.
I started performing when I was 16. I was 18 when I started the Republic. So just been doing that ever since.
Well, I've known you for several years as we're both musicians locally, but it seems to me you've played with several different bands over the years. I mean,
yeah, there's been a lot of them.
Yeah, a lot of them. I know Vinyl was one of them, but I don't remember everyone you've been with. Why don't you tell me about which was your first band and where you went from there?
My first ever band was called Ruction, and we were like death metal bands.
Mm-hmm.
Good, so yeah. But it was all of our first. It was all of our first bands, and basically we just bought instruments because we're like, well, we're going to be a band, so
right.
It was ridiculous. These kids saying, well, I'll be the guitar player, you can be the drummer, you can be the singer, and all this stuff. Not having any prior talent whatsoever. Then the Republic basically took off a couple years later. I think that the third band I was ever in was Cheap Drinks with Paul
Reisner.
Paul Reisner, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I haven't thought about that in years.
Yeah.
That was a fun band.
And that was a fun band. We had a lot of fun with that band, and it kind of that was actually kind of the most successful band I've been in at that time. It was most successful in, Brutal Republic with doing all originals. Cheap Drinks was an easier gig to get booked, I guess, doing covers. So
right, absolutely.
After that, Vinyl was another one of the bigger ones. There was another short stint with Chris Carr in a band called Just Around Midnight, which we never played. We didn't play many shows, but we played Celebration opening up for Foreigner. So that was kind of a bigger event band, I suppose. Mm-hmm. And we opened up Three Dog Night too at some point.
That's impressive. Yeah, that's great.
And then Lone Tree Revival is kind of my big side band now. That's a horn band. It has a 3-piece horn section. Mm-hmm. And so we play maybe a few times a year with that band. That's a harder one to get booked to with so many people to fit on stage. Yeah.
I've seen that band. It's amazing how you guys put that together, but were you the brain behind it? I mean, to have the horns and everybody, or how did that come together?
It was mostly the idea of Sean Minikis, who played in Cheap Drinks with me. Mm-hmm. And I was playing in the Humboldt Big Band too at the time, so I was already playing with the horn players.
Oh, wow.
It basically started when we were hosting the Third Thursday Jam at Patty's Pub. It started out as just having that band pretty much be the house band that night.
Right.
And I think Sean was kind of the one that pushed for us just to keep going with it. So
yeah.
Dan Cassidy is the brains behind a lot of it, obviously, because he does the horn arrangements and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And sometimes he's arranging horns for songs that never had horns in the first place, you know.
Right. Well, he's very talented. In fact, this is going to date me a bit, but he was my high school band teacher.
He was my college band teacher.
Yeah, so he's been around for a while. He's immense amount of talent. So what after that, when you got the Lone Tree Revival, what else are you doing? Because you do like this thing where you break down Brutal and you have like duo, you know, or acoustic and duo or trio. Like what's that?
Well, I never booked myself under my own name. So
right.
It's Acoustic Republic. That's just me showing up.
Okay.
The duo is just one of the other guys. And we even do a trio, which is just kind of like a stripped down set of you know,
okay.
acoustic set.
Okay.
And so, you know, it just kind of gives options to the venues to book us.
Right. Well, I tell you what we're going to do is we're going to listen to the first song of yours today. I think this is going to be a fantastic song. It comes with a video. I believe I know where you recorded it, but we will talk about that after the video plays. Tell me a little bit about East Side Window and where that came from when you wrote it.
East Side Windows, there's not too much to tell. It was written in about 15 minutes when I came up with the idea. It was written on a 12-string guitar.
Uh-huh.
And just kind of a blues song, basically.
Right.
It's also garnered kind of the most success out of all my songs. So that's really the most significant thing about it, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you where did you record this song, or who was all involved on it?
It was recorded at Chris Carr's studio.
Okay. Very good.
And both him and Jeff Blummel did backup vocals on it, and Chris plays steel on it as well. So Chris has a way of always finding his way into Brutal Republic recording. So,
well, that's not a bad thing. He's very talented. So, all right, yeah. With that said, we're going to go ahead and listen to East Side Window. We'll be back with you in a little bit with Jeremy Ober.
The dark
Side Window, written by Jeremy Ober. That's a great song, great video. That looks like it was a lot of fun to make, and I can see why it was one of your most popular songs. You do other things other than music. Why don't you tell people, I mean, I know you do lessons with students, but why don't you tell them about what you've been involved with, teaching and your scholarships and a few things like that?
So I'm teaching currently at McSweeney's School of Performing Arts as the guitar teacher there. I've been teaching for about 18 years now, to whether it be Remans or Eighth Note Music or Iowa Central.
Right.
That's kind of the closest thing to a day job I've ever had. Yeah, so we rolled out this community project a few years back called the Reforge Initiative. And it's kind of it's a project that revolves around Fort Dodge specifically. And so that was kind of what we were doing with the Third Thursday Jam that we had hosted for a long time. And then we started up a scholarship program. So we give out scholarships every year to Fort Dodge graduates fields, and scholarships are always named after someone that's passed on. And we're hoping to give out 5 scholarships this year. We're adding another scholarship to the mix. So
That's awesome. That's commendable that you do that. You've had quite a bit of success as well. I've kind of watched, how it's grown over the years. So good job on you. Do you have any projects? Like, why don't we talk about your albums you put out? Which ones have you put out? Have you put out 1 or 2 or
we
3
put
or
out
4?
2 technically, but
Yeah.
We only really fess up to 1, the last one. Our first, I don't even know how many years ago it was. It would have been like 15 years ago or something like that. We did put out an album, but we were very young and poor and inexperienced, and it was one of those albums that we just like went to a studio, did it in a day.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Did like a 14-song album in a day. and then,
That's a lot. That's a lot.
So obviously those songs didn't get the DLC that they needed before they were allowed to go out publicly. So we don't really talk about that one. We're gonna eventually redo it.
Okay.
Our last album is Full White Moon.
Okay. Great.
Great.
That's great. You've got another song, We're Going to Hell. I like this one. I just ate my own hair. Tell me how this one came about. What is your writing process? I know you play piano a little bit and you play guitar. When you have an idea, do you start with lyrics or do you start with, where does it start from?
Oh, it can vary. It could be subject matter or, hearing something in your head. I do a lot of writing in the shower, especially lyrics. The shower is one of my favorite writing spots.
What do? Hit record on your phone and just sing out loud in the shower and record it?
Then go over, and then once I get out of the shower, I'll just go and grab a guitar and try to capture what I can.
Yeah.
So, We're Going to Hell is, when we play this live, we always say it's for the ladies. I don't know. It's just kind of a naughty song of sorts, but
that's probably why I like this.
but in all honesty, it's also kind of a ripoff of it's basically just My Funny Valentine, the Miles Davis arrangement of it sped up is all it really is in the grand scheme of things. So I was messing with that chord progression one day and sped it up. I was like, well, that would make a cool song, and so I made a song to it.
That's right. Well, here we're going to go ahead and take a listen to We're Going to Hell, written by Jeremy Ober.
You just ease on out the door, babe. I will ease into your mind. It's one every breath you take, like the grape is to a vine. My fingers Paint the morning light stretched out before me on your skin. My breath grows hot, your hair stands up. I lean back, you take it in. Everybody wants to paint a picture. Everybody's got a story to tell. Everybody's on this road to nowhere. Sunday comes around, ain't no sermon to be found. I guess we're going to hell. Well, I can see your silhouette outlined by the road. I keep my hands upon the wheel and I let the night unfold. You say I'm addicted, but addiction ain't my thing. I'll ease my seat back, ease your mind, and I'm sure they will agree. Everybody wants to paint a picture. Everybody's got a story to tell. Everybody's on this road to nowhere. Sunday comes around, ain't no sermon to be found. I guess we're going to hell. 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 Dreamt I came to you last night. Your eyes lit in the gray. All the senses I maintain. Shout I could I just stay away. Everybody wants to paint a picture. Everybody's got a story to tell. Everybody's on this road to nowhere. Sunday comes around, ain't no sermon to be found. I guess we're going to hell. Everybody wants to paint a picture. I guess we're going to.
That was We're Going to Hell, written again by Jeremy Ober. Great song. Again, it's one of my favorites. So I saw it and I heard a little bit about you had gone and taken some time and went down to Austin, Texas and kind of checked it out and experienced it. How was that for you?
It was a lot of fun. I was gone for about 3 months, just left for the winter. Mostly just played sidewalks was kind of the gist of it. So I did catch a few shows in clubs, and I was lucky enough to catch a regular show every Friday at a club.
Oh, fun. Yeah.
So
did you meet a bunch of cool people and collaborate, or just kind of went out and put yourself out there?
I did meet some interesting people. I didn't really have any money, so it wasn't as if I could, really go and socialize all that much.
Right.
A lot of my time was just spent on a sidewalk or, it'd be a nice place definitely to revisit.
Mm-hmm.
But I was basically just living in my van in a truck stop, and then I'd go and play and hopefully make enough money for food. And it was fun though. It was a lot of fun.
That's I think that's a great experience, and I don't know that I could do it, but I know you. I know you. You're pretty comfortable being on your own and going out and do that, and your music, sells itself. So That's pretty cool. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about how to find your links and where can they find your music and websites?
Facebook, reverbnation.com. There's music on there.
Okay.
We do have a YouTube page that we're going to be sprucing up here in the next couple months, and really trying to we got somebody that's working on it for us. That's generally what it takes, rather than just leaving it to our own devices.
Right.
So I think YouTube's probably going to be kind of the hot spot if you want to catch clips of show and whatever videos we put out. Good.
Very good. And do you have physical CDs for sale still from this last one?
We are out of them right now. It's on things to do to eventually order more, but we just got other things to take care of first. So.
Yep. Understandable. Just want to make sure if you had them, I could bring some out here at the studio or whatever I can do to get them out there to people. Broken Crown. Tell me about Broken Crown.
Broken Crown I wrote that when I was 18. I wrote that on my graduation day when I graduated high school. And so it was kind of one of my more, I guess, pleasant memories of writing the song. Mm-hmm. It's like a heartbreak song, and I was a heartbroken teenager, but me and my high school best friend were sitting there playing on his porch, just a beautiful evening, and came up with it and finished it. And it's actually my favorite song on that album as far as how it turned out, which I have to credit mostly to Chris Carr's magic. He did a lot on that song. And it turned out.
Wonderful. Well, let's take a listen to Broken Crown, and we'll be right back with Jeremy Ober.
Just the sound
That was Broken Crown. Jeremy, another great song. I don't know where they come from, but it's very artistic, and I enjoy your music. I'm going to ask you a question. Where do you see yourself in 20 years?
I would say probably about the same as I am now. There's no
Just keep
retirement.
playing music. Is that that's just what you want to do, huh?
Yeah, there's no retirement package in this business, so
I know.
you basically have to keep doing it if you want to keep eating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like being in the Midwest?
Oh, I love it here. Yeah.
Yeah. You seem to,
Dodge and as a whole, and
Right.
everyone's very kind to me here, so
well,
it's hard not to like it.
right. Well, the community loves you around here. It's not a week goes by I don't see your name out there for some reason, whether you're helping or you're playing or whatever. So congratulations again on the Rock and Roll Acknowledgement, Iowa Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's really exciting news. I plan on being up there on Labor Day to celebrate with you. So, yeah. Any last questions you have or any last things to say?
No, I think you covered it beautifully.
Well, yeah, thank you, Jeremy. It's always a pleasure. With that said, everyone have a fantastic month of February. I'll be back again in March. Stay safe and be well. Thank you.
Thank you.
You've been listening to the Indie Music Room with Heather Kelly. Be sure to listen every Saturday and Sunday right here on FortDodgeRadio.com and subscribe for all our past and upcoming shows. The Indie Music Room is a production of FortDodgeRadio.com.